Hey everyone, it's Chris here from Everyday Survival Gear, and today is going to be something different because my internet is now fixed after about 9 or 10 months of waiting. I finally got my internet back up to a half decent speed. Still slow compared to the rest of the world, but faster than what it's been. So this is a light I brought about New Year's time, and it's an absolute piece of shit. So this is kind of like a buyer beware PSA style thing. We'll take this light apart and we'll see why it's so crap. This is the worst light that I've ever brought. What ended up happening was Aliexpress ended up giving me half of my money back only, so I'm still half into this. Yeah, they kind of wanted me to send the light back, and they didn't say that they're going to pay for shipping. So shipping back to China would have been quite expensive. So I kind of just left it. I should have done a credit card chargeback, but yes. If you're going to ask, in Australia we don't have access to PayPal on AliExpress, so you've got to use Alipay exclusively. And also, it might look a little bit dingier than usual out here, but I'm using all rechargeable charged solar lights now, so there's no mains connected to the shed when I'm filming this, which is the first time ever. So it is what it is. I'm gonna end up decking it out, probably like 2,000 lumens, but right now there's about 1,000 odd lumens in here. It's not heaps, but it should be enough, hopefully. Okay, guys, so here's the lighting question. It's branded UPAD, and on the other side it says XML2, so you'll hope it comes with an XML2. I'm not sure which store I bought it from, but I'll leave some of the links in the description so you guys can see. Focus. So like overall, it didn't look like quite a bad light. There was a light a while ago by, I think it was Paylight, that looked similar to this, and a few people on BLF wrote it, but I didn't have the money to buy it then. So I figured I'll check out this one. I had a few reviews that were decent. A few people said it was good, so I thought, I'll buy it and I'll see how it goes. I wasn't really expecting the world. I was going to replace the driver and LED anyway, as you do. But I just wanted a kind of bigger size thrower. So you can see the reflector isn't a bad size. I think it's like 55 mils. So 5.5 centimeters, I believe, might be a little bit smaller. So let's get into why the light is so crap. Because this light is already stuffed and I'm doing this video now, I'm going to let you guys tell me what would be a good way to destroy this light, because we're going to have fun and do something to this light to destroy it. So leave your comments in the comment section of how you think I should destroy this light. Alright, so it's already self-destroying, so we don't have to do too much there to break it more, but I'll show you guys just a few things that are wrong with the light. So the first thing that I noticed was, the overall, the build quality doesn't look too bad. Even the anodizing isn't the worst, but it's not exactly great. So I'll show you guys around the light. So the first thing I noticed was, upon receiving the light, was that there's a hole here. So there's an actual hole inside the light itself, in the battery tube. So you can see my finger going through there. That is a freaking hole in the battery tube. Right, so the wall is pretty thin. As with most torches, flashlights, the walls are pretty thin. But for some reason, there's a freaking hole in this freaking light. I do not know how this went through quality assurance or whatever the fuck they do there. Right, there isn't a quality assurance coming from China. I know that, especially from AliExpress. Well, come on, guys. What the fuck is this shit? Freaking hole there, mate. Looks like a fucking vagina or some shit. Fuck's sakes. Garbage. On the back end, looks like fucking Silver Springs or something. There's actually not that much light in here as I thought there would be. I think it's overheating a bit. But hopefully you guys can see that. Good enough. It is a rear clicky, which I actually wanted. I didn't want a side switch light, because I was going to use maybe like a BLF driver or something and put a D-Dome XPG2 in here, but that plan has gone out the door now. I can probably salvage a few parts, like take off this handle and use it for something else, but we'll see what happens. Alright, now going on to the head, everything looks pretty sweet here. Obviously there's no retaining ring, so it's kind of like glued in place and whatnot. I can take it out of the driver for you guys. So next up, we have the overall finish off the actual bezel. Now, this I can't complain too much about, because you do buy some lights where the bezel does look pretty shit, but overall, this bezel looks absolutely horrible. Try and focus in on that. So there's a massive ass chip there, right? I think this is stainless steel. Massive ass chip there. You know, that can be accepted because that could be shipping. But, you know, if you generally just look around, it's really, really terrible. The scratches and dents absolutely everywhere. Look at how rough the surface finish is there. You can kind of like get around this because, you know, you could polish it down yourself. But I wouldn't ship this out. Like, even if it is a cheap light, which it was about 30 Australian dollars, so it wasn't too expensive. But in that price range, you know, you can get like a... So there's the one chip. Is that the same one as the other one? Probably is. I know there was other chips here. I just got to find them. Not sure. I did see other chips. But generally speaking, it is a piece of crap. Rough edges, chips, scratches. You know, I could get like a fully done up like Astrolax or something. You know, I could probably get an Astrolax S43 for about the same price as what I paid for this. Just to put that into context. Or, you know, I could get a Convoy C8 and a Convoy S2 Plus on sale for about the same price as what this cost me. Alright, we'll take off the bezel. And we have the next problem. Ugh. The stupid glass doesn't even fit anywhere near how it should. Look at how loose that is. Look at how much gap there is inside that glass. It's like completely the wrong size glass. And not only that, because they did put the wrong size glass on, it's freaking chipped. Look at that. It came to me chipped. So you can say, alright, yeah, that could be from shipping. But maybe, you know, if you put the right size freaking glass on in the first place, it wouldn't get chipped during fucking shipping, would it? Fucking trash, mate. Garbage. Coming up next, O-ring. O-ring's flat. So O-ring's acceptable, I guess. The actual reflector itself probably isn't too bad. It is a bit small. I was expecting a bigger reflector for this light. There is a lot of gap there. So it does look a little bit small. Let me just try and zoom into that. So you can see it is very small compared to the head. And then you got that large ass lip on the end, which could be reflector space, because if this was bigger, the reflector will throw further. But surprisingly, it is actually aluminium. Let me just measure the distance. What is it? That's upside down. Yeah, about 55 mil, 60 mil. It's about 60 mil from end to end. I can't push the focus because I've got both hands here. So yeah, about 60 mils. The reflector itself isn't too bad, but then kind of the flat bottom kind of kills it too. Okay, so next thing up is I'm kind of nitpicking now, but because it wasn't a particularly $10 light, I will nitpick on that, right? So you got what appears to be a real Cree XML2 here on a LED board. It isn't copper or anything as you would expect, right? And this light does actually have a shelf, which is actually pretty cool because you can buy lights like this that do not have shelves. So yes, the gasket is the wrong size. Look at that. The gasket is too small for the XML2. Like, that just tops it off. That just pissed me off so freaking much that this light was made so fucking bad from the start to the finish. You know, like, if it didn't have a hole in the battery tube, I could have kept this, taken out all the internals. You know, if the lens was the right size, the reflector is still big enough to get, like, half decent throw out of. But, like, why would you bother to go to all that trouble when then there's going to be a hole in the freaking battery tube anyway? It's not waterproof at all. So, like, even like light moisture, even if you don't use it in the rain, you know, like condensation can get in there and short out the battery. Useless. So we'll take that out. I'm gonna rip the dome off probably, eh? Watch. Let me just... I'm doing this through the camera. There we go. Okay, so it does look like a real Cree XML2, but that's about the only good thing about this piece of shit light. Oh yeah, another concerning part or disconcerting part is when you try and open the charging port, the whole thing just comes off, loosey goose. Not that you would use the internal charging port anyway, because that's like a death wish. So let me try and get out the driver. Show you guys. I did have it out last time. I'll get it out from the inside out. As they say, tap, tappy, tap, tappy. Because I've already had it out in the past, it should come out pretty easy. There we go. She's out, I think. And here's the lovely punk-ass driver. Looks like an absolute piece of garbage. I don't actually remember the output from this light. Should we check out the output too? Yeah, let's go outside and check out the output. Let's get some beam shots of this piece of shit. Might as well before you throw it off a cliff or running over in a car or fucking... we'll think of something. Alright guys, so now we've got this piece of crap light on. Pretty much its last beam shots. I think this is only the second time I turned it on. Listen to the spring. Even the spring shit. And that springing action. It is a reverse clicky, so you can just change modes. That piece of shit driver has like 5 modes, I think. That's high, medium, low. And you got strobe, probably SOS, and back onto high. It does probably make it to the tree at 100 meters. Yeah, cruisy actually. Considering output isn't even that good, it makes it there super easy. So yeah. So next question or next step is up to you guys. How should I destroy this light? It pissed me off that much that when I brought it, that it's gonna have to go. I really got no use for it. By the time I'm putting money, you know, I can't fix the battery tube. I need a reflector. I need a lens. It needs like too much work for me to even bother to try and fix. So it's gonna get destroyed. So leave some ideas in the comments, and I'll choose the best ones, or one. Leave some ideas that I can actually do. Don't tell me to like fucking blow it up with C4 or some shit that we don't have here in Australia. You run it over with a car, throw it off a cliff, you know, something like that. Something fun like that. Alright guys, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching guys. See you next time, soon, a couple of days probably. I'll bug you guys in a couple more days. Alright, thanks.